Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Joyful Artistry, and I'm here today to show you how to make a fabric flip. This is one of my quilted journals I recently created, but I wanted to show you in here. Just made a little flip here with this is vintage lace, some denim, little quilted petticoat, and just some different fabrics. And in this little area, you can take some little, let's see, I have a ball pin here. You can take a pin and you can pin some little notes in here if you wanted to. You can glue on here if you wanted to. You could put little hidden messages behind here, and a photo, a journaling spot that's kind of just tucked away. So I just wanted to show you how I make my little flip, my fabric flip. Just put this back together. Go. Right around my little flower. Okay, so what I do is I'll take my page, and actually, I'm not sure I want to do a full page. That's okay. All right, so I have all these little fabric scraps. Some of it's vintage, some of it's not. This is folded over. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna cut that. This should help me. There we go. There we go. So I just start by ripping my fabric. Give it a little bigger cut. Sometimes I'll rip all edges, sometimes not. So yeah, okay. I think I'll do, so we have that fabric. I have this one. Isn't this yummy? This one's definitely vintage. Can tell by the feel and the weight of it. I'll want to add little bit of, not just fabric, I like to do different sizes. So I'm gonna make this a little bit thinner. So we have that one. This is like a muslin, like a heavy duty. This, boy, I have had this forever. The weave is really nice. I really like the weave of this. It's a little bit heavier. So I just start cutting, laying down, making sure it's going to fit in my book. I have a little bit of that yummy petticoat. Oh, look at that. This, I'm not sure how old this petticoat is. I purchased it at a sale at an old farm, and I know the family has lived in the area for a very long time. I'm in southern New Hampshire. Today's going to be a beautiful day, 75 degrees. So, okay. So I'm going to trim. So I know it looks kind of the same. Ooh, isn't that lovely? I'm not even going to do anything with that. This will go in the back with that. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So we have that, and I have this one here, and I have this like that, and then I think I will pull that one over, and I actually am going to do this with that one. Now this, you can use anything, right? I don't know if you can tell what this is. I believe it is either the bottom of an old curtain, or it's a tie back for an old curtain. Okay, so I'm just gonna do, really like the look of that as well. I'm not leaving it on the top. I'm just kind of figuring out where I want it to go and how long I want it. Thinking, so what I'm gonna do is because I wanna layer it, I want it to be nice and layered. And like I said, I want different lengths. I like this edge, so I'm gonna stick the edge on the outside. Let me make sure I'm all the way in the picture, okay. Or in the frame, I guess. So I am going to, let me see if I can rip this a little. Okay. Let me see if I can rip this side. Look at that. And I'll just trim along there. And then I just, that look great. And then I'll just trim my stragglers. Okay, so we've got that so far. And then I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna put it right down the middle of this one. And then we're gonna take some of this and put that way. Okay, I want to see a little more of this, so I'm going to bring this in a bit. And then, like I said, I wanted this along the top. Now look at that. Isn't that great? The pinks and the blues. So sometimes I'll put a little bit of batting at the top to make it fluffy, but because this is already quilted, I've got enough fluffiness at the top. Then I have this beautiful piece that I thought I would, I know, that's why we have it though, we give it new life, right? So I could put just this section here at the top. I could use this as my top and do something like that so that when you pick it up you have all different. I kind of like that. So let me trim this up a little bit. Make that a little bit thinner. So what if, so we do that, and then I can take this and just fold this over. So if we did something like that, is super fun. Super fun. Okay. So let me just lay it out to make sure I love the way it's laying out. I think I want to pull this a little bit to the side. And then we have that. Okay. And then if this comes across the top, well, let me tuck this one back in and just move it over a little bit because I definitely do not want this hanging off either side. Okay. And then we're going to put this up here like that with this. And then we have, I think what's throwing me off a little bit is this is crooked and I'm not crazy about that. So let me try and, I know I ripped it and everything, but now I'm going to go back and trim it. It's a process. Like I have to lay it down, look at it, pick it up, play around with it. And do the process all over again. I'm just gonna wiggle this bit, see if, okay, then we do this. And then we do this. And if I'm going to end up gluing this on the page. It's what I normally do. I usually do it after I've gotten my signature sewn into my book. So let me pin this. I'll just do a little pinning so I don't lose anything, because sometimes I'll lose it if I don't pin it. guy in there. Well, here we go again. Sometimes it slides. Sometimes it slides. It's okay. I'm actually going to turn this guy over because I like the crinkle at the bottom. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to and we've got that. Then got that. Oh, look at all those yummy layers. Okay. Put a couple little pins in, and then we're gonna sew it. I don't mind the stuff coming out the top at all, because what I'll do is I'll bring it right up to the edge of the journal so that stuff hangs out. Oh, I love that. Okay, let me sew this up really quick. I do a zigzag. I like my zigzag. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Make sure I get all my layers in. Okay. Then I think what I'm gonna do is I have this adorable ruffle just sitting on my table. Wondering if I want to put this behind. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? All right, so we're going to do that, and I'm going to throw my pins around it myself. So I do like that very much. So let's sew that on. And it's a process. You know, it doesn't have to be done the first time. You can keep adding to it. It's really kind of thick now. And then that will hang out the top of your journal. And when I glue, you'll see I always use Fabri-Tac. I love the way it adheres. I love that I have time to move things. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love, love, love that. Okay. So I'm gonna glue this down, and then if you can see, you'll be able to see that out the top. I just did a ruffle video, so this is the ruffles. But look at that, coming out the top of a journal. Isn't that great? You can see that okay. All right, so I'm gonna glue that down. And this is 3-in-1, but I'm pretty sure Fabri-Tac is in here because I have a large bottle. But I do like the 3-in-1. I do like Fabri-Tac. I used to, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the other that I used to use, but I do like the Beacon brands of glue very much. Okay, so I'm gonna just glue this off to the side here. It doesn't have to be centered. I kind of like that you'll see just a little bit coming off the edge. Let's bring that up a bit. Look at that. Oh, isn't that awesome? So the other thing I thought I would do is I just thought I'd add a couple of buttons here to the top. Let's just see what I have here. Ooh, little diamonds. Okay. That's a little bit too fancy for me. I love the buttons that have the old thread in it. I just think they look great. I'm just trying to get a feel for the ones that I like. I'm not going to put them all in. I like 3s and 5s, you know, either 3 or 5. Like that one in there. So let's start with those. Those are kind of nice. I'll put these back in the jar. Okay, and then we'll just fiddle around with these. I tend to like a little cluster, more so than in a straight line. I am going to put that off to the right because I think the more bulk I have closer to my, oh my goodness, the inside of the book, let's just say that. And it'll be bulkier and harder to close. It'll be a little bit easier if it's on this side. So again, I'm just going to grab my Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, whatever's in this bottle, but it is by Beacon, and I do really like Beacon. And just gonna, oops, I'm gonna glue this one down first. Little spider webs. Okay, so that, let's flip this one over. Love it when I get my nails done and then 2 days later I have glue all over them. That's okay. I like my nails and I like my crafting. So continue to do both. Okay, so there's that. We could have added a little bit of, you know, some of our leftover underneath if we wanted to make it a little more collage-y looking, but that I love. So you've got a flip here, a flip here, flip, 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 and flip. And I love the way these look. I think it gives a lot of character to your journal. And like I said, I'm creating sewing journals. So this is going to probably go in one of my sewing journals. And of course, I didn't make sure that this is the right width, but that's okay, because I can refold here if I need to make it a little bit thinner, and I can always take off the bottom, and it doesn't matter if this is hanging out the bottom of my journal. I mean, that would be adorable too. So yeah, so there's my fabric flip. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so you get notifications when I put a new video up. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And just thanks for being here and watching my video. Have a great day.